Nana Kwejoado is the group head of entertainment and lifestyle here at Media General. And also joining us via Zoom is Bull God, formerly known as Bulldog. Bull, good morning, welcome.
Thank you, sir. What's up?
I learn from the situation small.
It go be.
I hear you.
I think they fire the people back.
Bull God.
My boss.
Nice. Ken, how you doing?
Great, Johnny. Great.
Bull, are there artist managers in this country, or are there just messengers parading themselves as managers?
There are artist managers in this country.
That's right.
There are?
You know, and yeah, there are. There are a lot. I mean, every person who's working with an artist is qualified to be a manager.
Right.
Because what is management? Go into the matter. What is management? I've heard some pundits speak derogatorily about the profession. It's sad, and I don't want to mention names. I don't want to get controversial this morning, but every artist team member, you know, if an artist has 4 or 5 people, all these 5 people are managers.
Right.
Because they are managing the artist's career. Even if somebody is carrying towel and bringing it on stage, that's the towel manager. Whoever is bringing the water is the water manager. Because they're there to ensure the artist's success. So when people sit there and they say messengers, fine, yes. So who should carry the message along? It is the manager. So I don't know why people want to look at that profession as disrespectful. But then let me answer the reason why we see that disrespectful. It's because we have failed to give credit to the people that build the artists.
Okay.
Yes, we have. An artist comes to your studio because they have a banger, and you forget that it was a producer who actually produced the beat.
Right.
Yes, you forget that in the midst of things, or even the artists themselves do not come and give the background people credit that, oh, Charlie, this song, after they do, then the first verse, I know they see top. So me and my team will do it. You understand? But the second verse, you know, something can we do it. You know, there are musicians who contribute to beats production. You understand? They'll come and play their guitar, they'll come and play their drums and all that stuff.
Right.
You understand? The industry don't respect these people. Even for the artist to come there that morning, to come and sit in your studio and have that conversation.
Right.
It took a number of people to get them there. Nobody will respect that. Then you come and sit down and talk nonsense. Pardon my French.
It's okay. We'll have the Chinese edition tomorrow, so we'll invite you as well for it. Okay, but Ken, see, Bo raises a concern that due respect or regard is not given to these artist managers. But first of all, do we have managers in this country?
Oh, yes, of course. We do have managers. We do have artist managers. And, like, we want to establish what an artist manager is.
That's right.
Somebody who represents the artist at business conversations, does negotiations, advises the artist on career path, helps to build the artist from scratch to a certain level. And so anybody who has that power, in quote, to work around the artist like that is supposed to be the artist manager.
How old should this person be? Should the person be older than the artist, be at par in terms of age with the person, or be younger?
It doesn't really matter at this point. It's about experience. It's about knowledge, you know.
But which works best?
I mean, I don't really put age here. It's about somebody who has a track record. Okay, somebody maybe 20 years, for example, and understands the space very well, can run around and do things for you, can advise, can guide, can represent you, can have meetings on behalf of you. It doesn't really matter the age.
There have been concerns that, look, I'm friends with Ken. Ken gets into music. Because I've been with Ken for a very, very long time, Ken says, oh, Charlie, manage mommy more.
I think we've seen a lot of those, I mean, in our setting here, which has an impact on the artist one way or the other. Because you would want to have experienced hands around an artist for the artist to be able to grow to a certain height. And so if the person is not in quotes, doesn't have experience with, marketing or PR or any communication whatsoever, it becomes a bit difficult to rise. But some of them have also stayed with the artists and would say they have passion and they understand the artists very well to be able to move with the artists. But along the line, they would learn the trade and become better at it. Those who do not learn well fall off. And we've seen a lot of them in the past years in this country.
Would you recommend that we have an artist manager training school?
I think that it will be right for us to be having workshops, to help most of these out, because we see a lot of them coming up, and because, like you mentioned, they are friends with the artists.
That's right.
They've known them for the way back 10 years ago. The first time they were going to the studio, they went with him, and so they start working together. But after a while, for people who have been in the trade, got exposure, experience, knowledgeable, should be able to come together and say, let's organize workshops for these up-and-coming artist managers. I mean, you may not necessarily have to go to school, but for somebody, I always say that an artist is like a product, all right? Like any beverage or water or any brand. And for every product, there's the PR, there's the communication, there's the marketing. And so all of these people come together to raise the brand of the artist or the product. Sorry. 4Ps. So the product, the price,
place,
promotion. All of these things come together. And so if you want to juxtapose all these things working with the artist, then somebody must have that marketing communications background to say, let's apply those basic principles of marketing to the artist and lift them up. But when you even come to that space, you still have to know the tricks of the trade in that creative space. But you cannot leave out passion for it. Because if you don't have passion, listen, I've worked with some of the artists and I see how they suffer and how artist managers even sleep in studios and all of that, just to ensure that the artist is recording, just to ensure that the artist is doing the right thing. Because artists become like, brands that you have to really take care of.
I see. Bo, you spoke about respect earlier. I mean, Ken has delved into another terrain, talking about the day-by-day work that artist managers do. You also mentioned some earlier. But how do you suppose that artist managers will command the kind of respect that they deserve?
It's Boo there.
Hello, Boo.
Yeah, hello.
I am asking, you spoke about respect. Ken has spoken about some of the day-to-day activities. You have also mentioned a few. I am asking, how do you propose that artist managers get to earn the kind of respect that they deserve?
I think platforms like yours, should throw more light on the artist managers and the background people.
Right.
Once we start doing that and celebrate their work, they will earn the respect that they need to earn. You understand? So I had what you call it, Ken saying that an artist is a product. Yes. We go on the shelf and pick products all the time.
Right.
We use some at space, we use some with drinks, but there are people behind that product.
Of course.
So not to advertise any company this morning, if you permit me, I want to use Nestle as an example.
That's right.
They produce all these milk and whatever, So we need to give credit to the people that make these four men. You see them the way you see them. Yourself, you are a musician.
We'll start awarding
them. That you helped a lot of people to do or construct whatever it is, and they're taking credit for it. So the industry needs to celebrate the people behind. Yes, and stop disrespecting. And anytime an artist has a problem, they do so. In management do this. No, in management do what? There's a limit to what a manager or management team can do. If an artist decides that, I live in Anabraka, my artist lives in Swaziland, then the next morning is about making. Well, how can I do that? By the time I come and save the situation, you know that I already know. You understand? How is that my problem? But when the artist drops a song, and there's a big song all over the place, nobody wants to talk about the management and how they even gave the artist sound mind to do the job. Nobody wants to credit anybody.
Would you
bad management, it is this, it is that. We should stop that.
Would you say, Bull, that artist managers bring this upon themselves? Because we have seen some of them conducting themselves in ways that rubs off the artists that they're supposed to be managing. I mean, if you're a manager, your character, your composure, and your actions should show that you are a manager. But where you get into the same mud with the artist, then people will give you the same dose they give to the artist, correct?
Okay. So let me try and give you an example of what you're saying.
Do.
I want you to try and understand. So there was an event where
It's an artist manager by day.
No, you see, when we are doing blues, trust me, we all throw blues.
Okay.
It's not like you get into a space. Let's say you're home with your wife and kids. Yes, we don't know that we shouldn't argue. The couples shouldn't argue in front of their kids because they will learn, right?
Right.
Some of these things will definitely happen. When I live in Miyake, no go by more and more fashion who are you and what are clay. No more.
I share.
But I'm saying, yeah. So I don't think that behaving in a particular way to make somebody lose their respect. Yes, because those are just they're momentary. You know, it is not like that's their life all the time. They were saving a particular situation in that spare of the moment.
I see. But there's also this conversation about whether or not it's the artist manager that must bankroll the production of the artist. So Johnny Hughes has some money. Ken is an artist. I see him. I say, oh, Ken, I want to manage you. So I buy Ken a car. I rent an apartment. I'm the one paying for studio fees. I'm the one paying the session boys. I'm the one fueling his car, everything else. Then, I get into all of those mixes. And then I'm not too sure if I'm the executive producer, I'm the artist manager, or I don't know. At some point, that confusion sets in. You have been there before. Tell us what you know.
Okay. So this conversation stems from what happened on one of your channels. I think for Frimpong's show, Christian show.
Right.
And whoever said that is so. I'm trying to find the nice word to use.
Natri.
It's dumb. The person is dumb. Check this out, boss. Do you know that what you are doing this morning on TV? Yeah. You are managing that program that you're on right now. You know that, right?
That's right.
Did you executive produce the program? Did you put the set that you are standing on? Did you pay for it?
Absolutely not.
Good. The light that is shining on you, did you pay for it? The air conditioning that is blowing on you, did you pay for it? The executive producers, that's why you have bosses. So a manager does not have to bankroll nobody. There are some managers that double up as executive producers. Yes, I have done that. That's how I started my career. You know, I spent my money on 5-5 and I managed the project at the time because I didn't have money at the time to actually even go and get a manager to come and do the job.
Right.
Plus, when I started, I have a dream. The person will not see my dream. So my limited resources, I doubled up, and that's what I've been doing since. God willing, it's getting me somewhere. But the ideal situation is to try and get funding. You understand?
Right.
So there's an executive producer you go to and say, okay, Charlie, we need A, B, C, D. This is how we're going to do this. You need to have an accountant. It's a whole business.
Right.
That's right.
So no manager should necessarily spend money on the artist. No, that's not their job. Their job is to manage the artist and the project and make them successful.
That's right.
I see. Ken, so where do you draw the line? The artist is my friend. We've been friends for a long time. I have some money. I decide to serve as executive producer and artist manager. Where should I draw the limit so that we know that, Charlie, at this point, we are working? At this point, we are buddies. We can joke. At what point do you strike it so that that level of professionalism and the ethical relationship is maintained?
Well, I think that, I mean, just like Boo has said, it's the relationship you have with the artist is very, very important. The passion and everything around it. And it's just having the understanding that, listen, it is business that we're doing.
Right.
So far, as long as we are friends, or so far as we're friends, but there's still business. We have to be able to understand ourselves right from scratch that even though I have the money and I am putting it into you, we have to know that it's business. However, if I am not going to be able to strike that difference that you are a friend, so I cannot be managing you, put that stern hand on you and, you know, be stern on you and everything, then I have to bring somebody, you know, to interface who's going to manage you. I mean, as a product.
Right.
The person reports to me as the executive producer. Do you get it? So that's how...
That relationship must be created.
It has to be.
Right from the get-go.
From the beginning.
That, look, this is business.
This is business.
Do artists see the whole thing as business? Or do they see it just as paddy?
So it boils back
because
to
you're talking about it as a product.
Yes.
Bull is repeating that. But do the artists see that they are products?
So those who have seen it as product have succeeded to this point. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Those who see that whatever I'm doing, I'm a product, I have to grow from stage 1 to the peak point, have succeeded till this point. If you don't see yourself as a product, how do you even know that, listen, my product is targeted towards a certain group of people, and so I have to, we as a team can write proposals to this particular brand and say, listen, you are targeting this group of people. My brand as a product, as an artist, is also targeting this group of people. We can work together because I have numbers in that area.
Right.
If you don't have that, if you don't see yourself in that light, then it's going to be difficult for you. You are going to be releasing songs, you are going to be out there, your name is going to be out there, but you're not going to have...
In that case, impactful. Is that the feeling of the producer, or if you like, the manager, or the artist?
I think, like I said, it's both ways. Like he said, when you are sitting here on this New Day set, I mean, there is somebody at the top who is overseeing this and ensuring that we are getting all the support, lights, set and everything we need. Yes. But at the same time, you sitting here, you know you have a responsibility to ensure that you are hitting the numbers, you are attracting the eyeballs, you are getting people to watch the show.
That's right.
And so it's a two-way thing. It's mutually beneficial to both parties. So both parties will have to understand right from the beginning and say, listen, I am a product, I am a manager. This is my role, this is your role. Make sure you are churning out, writing the songs, giving me, I mean, in quotes, hits. I'm going to manage you. I'm going to make sure that you are getting into the business, you know, getting into the corporates, reaching out to the masses, going out there and making sure the brand is out there. So it has to be clearly, you know.
Bogart, is the job hard?
Oh, life hard.
Life itself generally hard, but...
Life itself hard.
Okay.
So there's nothing that is easy. You know, even if you're having sex, there's pain, right? If you are... yes, okay. Well, I've been in position, I've stretched my punani. We don't have to only pay them. So they will enjoy and all.
It's hard. It's actually hard.
So life generally hard. You can eat the increase of you know, there are a lot of things. I mean, you're running, you're building your heart, but your legs they pain you. So life generally is hard. So the job is hard. It's not, but it's if you're passionate about it, you overlook the hardship, you know, and go hard because you set some goals and targets. There are some things that you've seen, you know, that you want to see yourself. There's a picture you've seen and you want to be part of that picture. You understand? So you go hard and forget all these little stress and go on. And once you're passionate, after the time, succeed. I think that's the most thing, you know.
Okay. The conversation about emotions usually comes up. So let's say you are the artist manager and you come to the table with a lot of experience in this domain. As an artist manager, you have told your artist that, look, you have an event on Saturday. So I want us to schedule a rehearsal this time and that time. I want you to rest at this point, rest your voice, so that when you appear on that stage, you give your best because this is how much is at stake and this is how much will go to the band boys or the musicians, this is how much to go to this, that. Then in between, your artist comes up and says, my auntie has a wedding. Kenya Manasani. I will be in trouble. The emotions come up, you say, you can't go. He says, I will go. Whatever can come, let it come. How do you face that?
Clearly, the artist is a serious one. I mean, in this particular case. You see, this is what you need to understand. Once once you start managing an artist, it would be good to lay down the rules or tell them what it entails. So
that's right.
I have a young man I'm working with. It's called Vanilla.
Vanilla.
It's a product of Vanilla. It's a product from your mentor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good. Now, as I speak to you today, if Vanilla's parents want him to appear at a function or an event to perform, they need to seek permission from my team or my company, because that is a job. You understand? That's a professional job that they're going to do. You understand? Now, it's not like we can decide to bill them and say, yo, you will pay. Or we can decide to say, oh, well, this is, you be mommy, if you bring them, so you take them go.
Right.
You know, but it's a profession. Now, if the artist understands that, you know, then you will not have power. But if there's a show that we need to go and play and take money, and you say you have a wedding or a family party, and so you are discarding the money for you to go and play that, unless you are bankrolling, you are your own executive producer. And even at that, the team needs to advise you, because you could be taking wrong decisions. There are a lot of businessmen and businesswomen in this country that have taken wrong decisions, and we all know, we all got to see where it ended them up. You understand? So even if you are bankrolling yourself, you still need people that will tell you that what you're doing is wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
Exactly. So in this instance, the artist needs to understand where they want to go. They need to understand their goals and what they are trying to achieve.
Right.
Yeah. So they can't say, "Oh, forget tomorrow and you have to wedding." It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. If you know you have, and we need to discuss all these things, like way beforehand. You understand?
I mean,
Okay.
You manage the situation.
I see.
Right?
Black Sharif, and again, Black Sharif has, you know, wide views.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Who do we give the credit to? The artist or the manager?
The artist manager is supposed to help grow the artist from one stage to another. It's a basic principle. For me, we all saw Black Sharif when he came, and he's done well for himself as an artist. But for wherever he has gotten to right now, I have to give credit to the management. Whoever is managing him, whichever team, I gather is Empire. And so for where he has gotten to now, that is what the definition of artist management is.
Right.
And so I'm giving the credit to the
artist management. They will take it first.
They will take it first. We'll be leading the pack when it comes to that. And we have people who have the strength, the knowledge, and what it takes to go and sit at big tables to do big negotiations. Because the artist manager is supposed to think ahead of the artist. You're supposed to, you know, speak for the artist. So if you're not able to speak well or do proper negotiations, then it becomes a problem.
Right.
And so we have young ones who are coming. Like you want to call them messengers. They are not messengers. They are managing, but they don't have they have not gotten all of that experience, you know, to call them top managers. But we have people who are speaking on behalf of artists and representing them at various stages. But when they grow in the space, they'll be able to get the bigger cake and the bigger pie coming to them. So it's a growth process. But for me, the principle that underlies this is that you should be able to represent the artist, and you should be able to help the artist grow.
Black Sharif has been posted by DJ Khaled.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's big.
That's huge.
Who would you, again, I'm asking you this one, who would you give credit to?
Oh, I mean, if Black Sharif was still in Konongo Zongo and recording in Konongo Zongo and didn't get that his song produced and didn't get that feature with Burna Boy and didn't get that video and didn't get to perform and didn't get to grow, all courtesy the management around him, he wouldn't have gotten to that point.
So it's teamwork, really? It's
totally teamwork.
But so how is it that some of the artists come out and pretend as if it's all me?
That's why at a point in time we had the word ungrateful becoming a common word in the fraternity.
Right.
They say the artists are ungrateful. They become ungrateful. They disrespect. They do this. They do that. They do this. Bulldog will tell you. I mean, yes. I mean, he has a lot of experience in this space from way back. I mean, he started as a rapper. Even though he couldn't pursue his dream, he put it aside and invested his time into 5-5 and now Vanilla.
So Kwesi, Bulldog,
all of these people have
Bullet.
Bullet.
All of them.
So it's
retired musicians.
It's a matter of passion. It's a matter of dedication. But most of it all it has to do with critical thinking, negotiation skills, and all that.
So do you get people walking up to you to say, I want you to train me, I want you to mentor me to become an artist manager? Do you get that?
Every day, my inbox, I get phone calls. Every time. I mean, this is something that comes to me every day. You know, there's something you're showing on TV right now, and I commend you guys for it. Right. Look at the amount of people that are making sure the artist succeeds.
Right.
They are all part of the brand. So when you say Shatawale or you say Vanilla, Vanilla is not an individual, it's an institution.
That's right.
Vanilla is an institution because there are a lot of people behind Vanilla. You understand? So Vanilla should not come into your studio and he takes all the credit, or fine, you can decide to give him all the credit. That's an old video of myself and Shatawale behind my tower.
What were you doing? Were you trying to design a flyer or something, or were you sending an email?
So I was sending an email and designing a flyer at the same time. We were in the States at the time.
Yeah.
You know, yes. You know, so what, I mean, the job is hard.
It's not easy.
So yes, no one person can take. And then I also want to give credit to the artists themselves as well. I think Ken said something earlier, and he wanted to steal some small shine from the artists. Listen, every talent has to be their first manager.
Right.
They have to be their first manager. They need to know where they want to go.
That's right.
Once they design clearly or they know the path, then now they will find people that can help them realize that dream. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't know where you want to go, then you won't find the right people. Unfortunately, you know, they set some targets. When they get to that target, they can't exceed it. And when you get to a target that you cannot exceed, then it means that you need to realign or relook at the target that you set before. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and the artists themselves do need to take some credit. I mean, it's teamwork.
I get it.
Not just the artists alone, not just the managers alone, but everybody on the team.
Yeah.
Even the guy who runs the most cameras, he's the guy who's the MVP. He does most of the job because there's a lot of things we can't do. So they're on the ground doing it, you know. So I think.
Do you get a sense that the people who, for example, come into your inbox, they also have the patience and the perseverance to learn to perfect the art so they can also rise like you? Do you get the sense?
I cannot determine that just by a message or an inbox.
I mean, those you have given an opportunity to learn under your feet. Do you get the sense that they were waiting to serve so they can rise to lead?
Yes. I'll give you an example. A young man just passed. I've forgotten his name. Very, very bright brain in our space. You know, this is somebody I had mentored, you know, from far. He got into my inbox, started speaking. Then, I mean, based on what I was telling him, I think he started working with a couple of artists. It's called Oscar. Yeah, Oscar. This young man just died. Yeah. You know, so there are few that you don't necessarily have to be with them on set all the time. But just by taking notes, you know, they'll see what I say, what I'm doing. They'll send me a video. Why did you do this? How is it done? And yes, there are lots of them that are.
I see. My final question to you, Boo, is this. At what point do you say, oh, Morocco, Macrawana, Morocco, Macra, Mobisa, baby?
You see, the song that you sang, the gym all along. They walk coffee me not one Yahoo man. That's the only time we are stopping.
I see.
But yes, as we leave and break, Charlie will still do this. You know?
I see.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, thank you very much for your time this morning, and enjoy your breakfast. Eat Ghana, yeah?
Yes, thank you too. Next time I'll be in the studio.
No problem.
Big
no
up,
problem.
big up.
Closing thoughts.
Well, I think like Boo rightly said, talent management. Management is not just one person. There's a whole team of people around the artist, right? From the business manager to the road manager to the stylist to everybody. And that's the whole team that comes together to ensure that the artist is able to sustain and grow from strength to strength. And so it's all about teamwork. Passion is very key, and dedication as well.
Passion, dedication, and teamwork. Nana Kujado, he is the head of entertainment and lifestyle here at Media General. Also, earlier you heard on phone, Bull God. He's an artist manager, and they shared their thoughts here. So if you're looking forward to becoming an artist manager, we've given you your first toolkit. You can pick from them and use them, and then we'll see where we get to, you know, very, very soon. But thank you to Sonar Fashions in Tamale for my outfit. 0246 590162. Again, 0246 590162. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be Friday. We'll wrap up a full week of work. Bella, Cookie, myself, Thierry, everybody else in the team. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Be good.